Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome you to the 2022 Supply Chain Awards in Frankfurt am Main. I'm particularly pleased to welcome the Supply Chain Management Award and the Smart Solution Award finalists. This year's awards are clearly influenced by a series of crises. In addition to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, supply chain problems are the effects of the climate change. There is now the brutal war of aggression on Ukraine, with a range of impacts on energy, inflation, and, quite possibly, recession. The crises show us how important efficient logistics are. The freight and logistics sector plays a vital role across all segments on the economy. That is why I am delighted that the sector itself is taking enterprising action to overcome these crises. The risk to medium-sized logistics and freight operators from rising fuel and energy prices is a particular problem for supply chains. The federal government of Germany has already set several measures in motion, including temporarily reducing the energy tax, popularly known as the fuel discount, eliminating the renewable energy surcharge as of 1st of July 2022, strengthening the Federal Cartel Office, state aid, and improving the implementation of the diesel price escalation clauses, also known as diesel floaters. The federal government's priority is to overcome our dependency on energy imports from Russia. We are currently doing all we can to achieve this goal. This process creates new business relationships and therefore also new logistics relationships with many different countries all around the world. This is a new approach to networking that avoids unilateral dependencies. The pandemic, climate change, and the war in Ukraine show that logistic chains must become resilient and durable, adapt flexibly to rapidly changing circumstances, and incorporate alternatives from the outset. For example, alternative means of transport or different transport routes. The logistics sector is meeting these challenges head-on. However, the changing times also mean that the globalized economy must be able to deal with one crisis after the next. Resilience is now a constant challenge. Efficient transport networks are the backbone of resilient supply chains. Our priorities are to strengthen these lifelines and eliminate existing bottlenecks, including those on critical bridges. The guiding principle is that structural maintenance must come before upgrades and new construction. To do so, we will increase investment in transport infrastructure and ensure it in the long term. The current draft budget for 2023 has earmarked roughly 18.5 billion euros for this purpose. We will also significantly speed up planning and approval procedures for major transport projects. This month, we will submit comprehensive legislative proposals to this end. The Cabinet has already adopted amendments to the Federal Spatial Planning Act. Plan approval procedures are to be digitalized to an even greater extent. Allow me to say a few words on digitalization. Digitalization brings new technologies, applications, services, and needs. In short, digital change is all-encompassing and will revolutionize the transport sector. That creates opportunities for freight transport and logistics. For example, traffic data can be used to monitor and better manage parking capacities, for traffic management, as well as to speed up and network providers and customers. Our aim is to work with the logistics sector to make transport and logistics more efficient, use resources economically, and seamlessly link mobility chains. Accordingly, we need to break new ground seeing data as a raw material and safeguarding its use and value creation opportunities. Developing and using open source solutions will improve the German logistics sector's position in global competition. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in turbulent times, all the more since the outbreak of COVID-19, with challenges for both policymakers and the private sector. We believe in the market and in the strength of our businesses and are putting in place the right frameworks to enable the logistics sector to overcome this crisis of its own accord. Today, the award finalists will tell you how these challenges can be turned into best practices. And so I would like to wish you a fruitful and interesting event and to take this opportunity to congratulate the winners of the 2022 Supply Chain Awards in advance. Thank you for listening.